It's time for another tag video. This time it's the jewelry style tag. Hello and welcome back, or welcome. My name is Jill Maurer and I am a YouTuber here. I am also a jewelry designer. So jewelry is one of the things that is near and dear to my heart, and I am starting this jewelry tag to find out more about your jewelry style because I am very interested to hear that. We talk a lot about bags and some different things on YouTube, and I haven't heard people always talk about their jewelry, so I would love to hear from you about it. And this tag is for you if you love jewelry and you have a lot of jewelry, or even if you just have a few pieces of jewelry. I'm very curious to see how you approach jewelry in your life. Now, there are 13 questions, and so I will start answering them now. The first question is, what was your first piece of jewelry and do you still have it? My first piece of jewelry is a tiny little cross, and I'm not sure, I think it's sterling. I'm not sure if it's sterling or white gold. I'll have to look at it again, and it has a tiny, teeny, tiny little chip of a diamond in it. And my great-grandfather gave this to me when I was 10 years old. He gave it to me for Christmas, and I remember looking at it and just being amazed, and my grandmother was there, and I whispered to her, "Is it real?" And she whispered back to me, "When your great-grandfather gives you anything, or your grandfather or your father, you do not have to ask. It is real." So that was my first real piece of jewelry, and yes, I do still have it. The second question is, do you prefer silver or gold? And if I had to pick one, I prefer gold. I do think gold looks better on my skin, although silver looks really good on me, especially if it has a little bit of oxidization. So when I design jewelry, I make it with texture and oxidization, and I like that, and I also like mixing them. So I do like both, but if I had to pick, it would be gold. The third question is your jewelry style big and bold or small and dainty? I am big and bold all the way. All the way. Always have been. I love big, bold jewelry. The fourth question is, do you wear all fine jewelry, all costume, or a mix? And when I first started wearing jewelry, I did collect costume jewelry, and then I moved into fine jewelry, and then I sold everything when I started designing jewelry. And I started by designing fine jewelry, and that's all I wear. I only wear my own jewelry. So I wear fine jewelry, but I also have a brand now where I do have some costume jewelry, some fashion jewelry. And it is made from steel and leather. So I do wear both, and I will mix them. Number 5, do you wear the same pieces of jewelry every day, or do you mix it up? I mix it up. I always have. I've never been one, other than my wedding ring when I was married. I wore that every day. Other than that, I would always change my jewelry around. And I know there are people who constantly wear it. They sleep in it, shower in it, and I don't recommend that. That can be hard on your jewelry, but I do understand there are people who do that. I take mine off every day, and I do wear a variety of pieces. I like to wear jewelry based on what I'm wearing. Number 6, are your ears pierced? And if so, how many piercings? My ears are pierced. I think my ears were pierced when I was about 10. And then later, probably around 13 or 14, I had 2 other holes put in. So technically I have 2 holes in each ear, although the second hole is probably closed up. I haven't worn jewelry in them, earrings in them for decades. So really I just have 1 piercing in each ear. Number 7, anything else pierced if you care to share? For me, the answer is no. Sorry, I'm just not that exciting. Number 8, if you had or have a wedding or engagement ring, did you help select it or was it a total surprise? I am not married now, but when I was, I did wear an engagement ring and then a wedding ring, and I did help select it. My future husband and I both went and picked out the rings together, and then later for my 10th anniversary, we redesigned it. We added some diamonds and we redesigned it, and so I was a part of that as well. Number 9, do you wear rings on different fingers or just stick with your ring finger? And your ring finger is the 4th finger on your hand. And right now I just have a ring on this ring finger, but I will wear rings on just about any finger, and I think it's perfectly appropriate and can be very glamorous to wear more than 1 ring at a time on different fingers, and I do that. The only finger that I don't often wear a ring on is my pinky fingers, And it's not because I don't like the look. I especially like the look with some rings because the pinky is the only finger that gives you the opportunity to really decorate that side of the ring and have it really show, other than the forefinger. And I do wear them on the forefinger a lot, but the pinky ring is a good place to do that. The problem is I lose rings on my pinky finger. It is the only finger where, I've been sitting there and somebody has said your ring just fell off. It won't stay on. And so I'm afraid of losing a pinky ring. So that's the only finger I don't put rings on. Number 10, what is your birthstone? I'm an April baby, and my birthstone is a diamond. And number 11 is, do you own any jewelry with your birthstone in it? And the answer is yes. Diamond is obviously I don't want to say common, but it is commonly used in jewelry. And so I do have pieces with diamond in it. I don't have one piece that I consider to be my birthstone piece because a diamond is just so, it's used in everything. But I do own jewelry with my birthstone in it. Number 12, what is your most sentimental piece of jewelry? And my most sentimental piece of jewelry is the very first piece of jewelry that I designed. And I only made two. I made one in gold and one in silver. And the one in silver was purchased, and it happened to be purchased by a friend of mine from high school. So she recently purchased it. It's been in the past couple of years, but she and I went to high school together. And, I was sort of nervous about selling that piece of jewelry, but I thought, this is great. It's going to somebody that I've known a long time and who I know not only appreciates the piece of jewelry, but appreciates me as well. So I'm very excited that she got that. And I do still have the gold piece. I have to confess that I don't often show it. It hasn't sold, but in part because I don't often show it. And we'll see if I ever part with that piece, but it is my most sentimental piece of jewelry. Number 13, is there a piece of jewelry on your wish list? Now, for most people, this is going to be different because you think about what you want and then you go buy it. For me, I make them. So I have kind of lots of jewelry on my wish list and no jewelry on my wish list, depending on how you look at it, because I am constantly making jewelry. So that one's a little bit difficult for me to answer. I do think I might start a sort of a wedding line. I wouldn't call it a wedding line. My jewelry is all about each piece being for anybody who feels a connection with it, male or female. And so I would never have sort of bride and groom because anybody can wear anything. So I don't know that I'd call it wedding jewelry, but I might come up with a line like that, because what I've found is that a lot of people take my rings that I just designed as rings and they do wear them for their weddings, which is kind of nice. So I may start a wedding line, but I'm not sure. It's hard for me to answer the wish list question. So that's it. Now you know a little bit about me and my jewelry style. Now I'm excited to learn about you and your jewelry style. And I'm going to tag several people on YouTube here. There are too many people for me to list. I'm going to link them below. And so just check down below and see if I tagged you. If I didn't specifically tag you, I still tag you. Anybody who would like to do this video, please do it. I would be honored. Let me know about it. I can't wait to hear from you. If you don't have a YouTube channel, maybe you'll take this as a cue to start your own, but if you don't and you're not going to, answer some of the questions for me in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you there, and please do subscribe so we can see each other again. Until next time.